Hey YouTube auditor, fuck you. Oh, and stop screwing over my videos, cocksucker. I've been getting a number of messages about how my videos aren't being received in people's sub boxes lately. So in between you watching and auditing my video and sending out your Nigerian check scam emails, make sure people are receiving my shit. Now, on to the business at hand. You guys voted for the title of the series, and here is the result: Stuck with Scrubs. So thank you to everyone who voted. And the votes were pretty close for the new title, by the way. But we're gonna go with the one that the viewers voted for, and this is what you guys have. And in the background, we have what is probably the longest game of Cranked I have ever fucking played, and part of that is just how old this gameplay is. You know, for some reason, this room is never going to fill up to capacity. There are going to be a number of people who drop in and out of the room during the game, but at no point are we going to see a full room against each other. And when there are less people, in the end, I end up with a shitload of kills and points. And look, I'm going to get off to a slow start in this particular game, but eventually, the ass kickings will begin, and I'm going to start raking in the points. You're also going to notice that all I have on in this round is the support SATCOM, whatever the fuck that shit is, because I was working on that challenge, and the easiest way to get all those SATCOMs complete was to just put that only thing on, so that way I don't have to get anything else up in this motherfucker. So that's why you're going to see it's my only kill streak, and here's real stupid. You know, I always go down this alley, and every now and then, I could get a good double, maybe a triple every now and then, or that shit just happens where I get shot in my fucking ass. Now, I'll say this. When I first heard about this game mode, my immediate reaction was this puts Call of Duty all but in the cartoon category altogether of video games. You know, never mind arcade. This is just straight up Bugs Bunny shooter game in this motherfucker once I heard about arcade mode. I thought this was going to be the stupidest fucking idea since Game Ending News. I don't know how that motherfucker didn't knife me, you know, with that commando lunge and shit. Now, but before we get into that, I want to stroll down memory lane for a bit. 2 years ago in Modern Warfare 3, Infinity Ward introduced Kill Confirm, a game mode that was ripped off from all other series that was supposed to eliminate, or at least reduce camping. You know, kill a motherfucker, but you still need to go collect the dog tag to win the game. You know, the idea was to prevent someone from hanging out on the other side of the map, camping their ass off, and getting kills while not helping the team. In the end, that's exactly what happened. People would camp for their kills, they ignored the tags, because there was no incentive for them to leave and go get a tag. Think about it. These are the same people who ignore flags and domination, ignore headquarters where they don't want to capture that motherfucker out of fear of dying, and basically, all they cared about was their kills and their kill-death ratio and couldn't give two shits about winning. In Modern Warfare 3, they would get a kill, leave the tag there for a teammate to get, or for an enemy to get, because after all, if a teammate collects a tag, they still get the points for it. If it gets denied, oh well, that just means the game's extended and they get to work on more of their kills and stuff like that. Collecting the tag didn't add anything to their kill streak, so even if the person had support or assault or even the specialist class, that tag meant nothing. It was a meaningless item to pick up, so Kill Confirmed turned into Camping Confirmed. Black Ops 2 made some decent adjustments to making the game so people would start running and gunning. Right here, you guys are going to notice one of my fucking fail volume clips. I put this little SATCOM down, and I didn't know you had to jump on this fucking window, so I'm pressing to get out the damn window. I gotta get out this motherfucker, and then I gotta shut my ass up in this bitch, man. Hey, what are you gonna do? Listen, man, almost all the videos you guys see with commentaries, there's bound to be either a good clip or a bad clip for my fail volumes. You know, that's just the way it always happens with Call of Duty up in this motherfucker, man. But anyway, getting back into Black Ops 2, you know, obviously, they made it so that picking up the tags means points towards your score chain. You know, now you had a reason to go get those motherfuckers. Now you have a reason to get that shit, especially for kill whores who want points in this motherfucker. You know, Kill Confirmed became the game mode of choice for people who want high kill streaks, high scores, but there was still some camping involved, of course, you know, but the incentive to move was added to the game. You know, combine that with Ghost, where you're required to move when a UAV is up. You know, you can't just sit in the corner and you'll avoid that shit right here, man. I should have like 4 kills up in this motherfucker. But anyway, Kill Confirmed in Black Ops 2 was one of the best run and gun game modes. They made some major improvements on that motherfucker. However, enter Crank, which tops them all. I didn't think this stupid ass cartoon idea based off of a Jason Statham movie, you know, because any idea based off a Jason Statham movie can't be that good. I didn't think it would be this effective at pretty much everything in the game. For those of you who enjoy feeling like you're running around like a madman on smaller maps, this should be your game mode of choice. And right here, that shit was so close. You saw how close I was, and of course I get shot. You saw how close I was to getting blown up after getting cranked, and I got the knife on that motherfucker? I mean, how often do I get a knife? I never knife motherfuckers. Do you know that son of a bitch is not having a good day up in this bitch? Right? You know, I thought I killed that son of a bitch. You know, because he got those hit detects, and here he is waiting on the floor and shit like that. But fuck, man, I thought I killed that motherfucker, man. Anyway, you know, for those of you who enjoy running around on smaller maps, this should be your game mode of choice. I mean, just look at what this game offers. Overall, look at all the things you can do in Crank. First of all, there's the double XP factor. Every Crank kill is worth double the points. Any kills when you're not cranked is obviously regular, but Crank kills are worth double XP. Secondly, there is absolutely no incentive to camp after your first kill. You know, unlike Kill Confirm, where someone could camp for a kill and use the dog tag as bait to lure someone back for another kill, here, you don't have that luxury. You have 30 seconds to find a motherfucker and kill them. Sure, you could wait around and hope to fuck someone passes your little corner of the world, or you can take the game by the balls and run around and find your fucking target. In Cranked, the only campers you see are the ones that are trying to get the first kill to set up getting cranked and shit like that. You guys are going to see me. I do that shit all the time. When I'm not cranked, I will camp my ass off. And you'll notice I'm trying to be a little bit more careful. Right here's a perfect example. I'm looking around corners, trying to find someone to kill. However, as soon as I get that kill, and I'm going to drop my... You know what's funny? This building, so many people come in this building, so I just leave an IED in there just for no fucking reason. You know, someone's bound to come in there because they want to, like, camp their ass off. But right here, you notice, I'm camping for my crank kill. And once I get those crank kills, obviously I didn't get it right there, but obviously once I get the crank kill, that's when I start taking off in this motherfucker, and that's when I try and actually run around and kill people up in this bitch. And that brings me to the next part of the game mode that I like. Extra perks. Plenty of you guys saw how I played Modern Warfare 2. Balls to the wall running with Marathon, Lightweight, or Silence UMP, or Marathon Stopping Power. I love to move. And I love the fact that this game mode has other people who play like me. You know, I don't mind losing a gunfight to someone who's running balls to the wall like I am. Obviously, I just knifed that motherfucker, so you know he's having a bad day. You know, but fuck it. If somebody gets the drop on me, good for them. But you give me 6 perks for getting a kill? That's fucking fantastic. Marathon, Agility, Stalker, Quick Draw, Ready Up, and Sleight of Hand shit. These are perks I would normally take on a normal class, with the exception of Stalker, because that shit just doesn't work for me. I don't know what it is, man, but I'm just so used to once you aim down sight, you do slow down. So obviously this whole, you know, thing, wrap your head around the fact that if you aim, Stalker makes you move quicker, it just doesn't work for me, man. It's not that it's not a bad perk, it's just for me, it fucks with my whole mentality. It fucks with the whole idea of how I do this motherfucker, man. Right here, I'm doing a little sound horn up in this bitch. But for me, personally, when I go into Crank, I try to take any kind of class without these 6 perks, because then I can load up on perks. I mean, just think about it. Once you get a kill, you get all of the shit. And then on top of that, I also like to run the Specialist class. Now, obviously, the Support class can also work, and I'm running Support in this one. But lately, how I've been playing Crank is all Specialists. You know, Assault is obviously riskier, because if you were trying to kick ass in this motherfucker and you can't find anyone to shoot, you end up blowing up in the middle of your kill streak. So personally, I like to go with Specialist. I load up on 4 perks or whatever the fuck it is on a regular character, 3 Specialist perks, then you get 8 additional points for perks, and you've created a walking tank. I mean, think about it. You can have Off the Grid, Hardline, Hardwired, Dead Silence, Sit Rep, On the Go, Takedown, Blast Shield, all that other kinds of shit that you would like to have with your equipment and whatnot. It's a brilliant fucking strategy. Plus, since you already get double XP in the mode, you get the Specialist bonus for hitting each new perk. I mean, although the bonus isn't double XP, but you get the idea. You can lead these games with a shitload of points. You know, even better, the larger maps are not included in this game mode. Siege, Chasm, Whiteout, Stonehenge, nowhere to be found in this motherfucker. Now, I don't know why the hell they use Stormfront. I hate that fucking map. That is one of the maps I can't stand in this goddamn game. It's a pretty large map, too, but you know what, fuck it, you could always vote that shit out. People don't have to vote for that motherfucker. And these game modes, with the exception of this one that you guys are watching, are usually the quickest of any game mode. You know, usually you can complete that within 5 minutes or so, because people are actually running and gunning it. Honestly, I thought this cartoon game mode was gonna suck. I was ready to start bitching about removing Demolition and Headquarters and replacing it with some fantasy game on a fucking timer. But Infinity Ward actually created some brilliance here. For those of you who enjoy Cranked, you have to admit, this is probably the smartest game mode that has come along in a Call of Duty game in a long time. And for those of you who like camping for dog tags, well, you know what, shit, you still have Kill Confirm for your chem strike. As much as I would love to tear Infinity Ward a new asshole over their decisions of replacing all those game modes, this one is brilliant. There's just no question about it. This is one of the best decisions and additions to Call of Duty Ghosts compared to all the other bullshit this game has, because we all know this game has some bullshit up in this motherfucker. But I will have to say, Infinity Ward definitely came through on Cranked. And obviously, I've been using this game mode, obviously, to rank up with the double XP. Oh, man, the double XP weekends. You can really get through one whole soldier in pretty much an entire weekend if you were to just play Cranked and do the double XP weekend in this joint. Now, you know, this is what drives me nuts. Is like sometimes when you're trying to shoot people, obviously in their Cranked, they run a whole lot faster. So you shoot them, and you're like, you know what? I know I shot that motherfucker, but they get around the corner so damn quick. Anyway, man, this was another reason why I mentioned why my team sucks. There's the final score, 100-90. I'm gonna end up with 28 Crank kills. Everybody on my team, except for one person that joined in late, would have been nice to have him at the beginning, is gonna finish negative. So here's another shitty team that actually cost me the game up in this motherfucker. So anyway, as always, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good shit. And like I said, guys, with this new series, I have plenty of footage. You're gonna see a whole bunch of shitty teams up in this motherfucker.